The St. Patrick's Day tradition in downtown Sioux Falls, canceled last year by the pandemic, gets the green light this year. This morning, we'll preview the Elride Shrine's St. Patty's Bash. Plus, how the pandemic has changed the way victims report crimes to the Sioux Falls Police Department. Good morning. This is KELOLAND On The Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your weekend. We also have your Boredom Busters coming up, but first, our top story. South Dakota Attorney General Jason Ravnsborg has pleaded not guilty to 3 misdemeanor charges in connection with the crash that killed Joe Beaver near Highmore back in September. Ravnsborg did not attend Friday's court hearing in Pierre. Instead, his attorney Tim Wrench appeared on his behalf and entered the plea. Beaver's cousin Nick Nemec also attended the hearing.
I understand it's his right to plead not guilty, and I understand it's his right to eventually have a jury trial if that's what he wants to eventually have. It's the next step in the process, and it's a long process.
The guilty plea entered on Ravnsborg's behalf comes exactly 6 months after the deadly crash that killed Beaver. A Sioux Falls murder suspect is back in South Dakota. Max Bolden was booked into the Minnehaha County Jail just before 4 o'clock Friday afternoon. Bolden is accused of shooting and killing a man in downtown Sioux Falls in October of 2019. He was on the run for more than a year. Authorities caught up with him earlier this month in Tennessee. The jail says he's being held on a $1 million bond. The pandemic has changed the way Sioux Falls police respond to certain non-emergency calls in the city to protect officers from exposure to COVID-19. In the years since those changes went into effect, police have seen a large increase in the number of people filing crime reports online.
Late report vandalisms, late report larcenies, disorderly subjects where people aren't present, shopliftings where people aren't present. These are still a lot of call types that get generated but really don't require immediate action at that moment.
Police say every report filed online is reviewed by a detective. They expect reporting crimes online will remain a popular option with the public even beyond the pandemic. Let's get our first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Adam Root in the Storm Center. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, everybody. We are off to a decent start to the day out there with a good amount of sunshine in many locations, but that's not going to stay that way as we head later into the outlook. There's satellite and radar, a little bit of cloud cover in southeastern parts of KELOLAND, but still, we're not doing all that badly for ourselves, all things considered. There's our view downtown, 27 degrees with a north wind at 3 miles per hour. We had a little bit of fog earlier this morning, but that has since been allowed to burn off, and we'll have a pretty nice start to the day on the way. In fact, the first half of the weekend is looking quite nice for that matter. Temperatures holding in the 20s in southeastern portions of KELOLAND. 42, though, towards Sisseton, 29 Aberdeen and Pierre, 25 in Rapid City. Like I said, it's a quiet start to the weekend, but things come off the rails pretty quickly as we head overnight into Sunday. We'll have updates on your weekend outlook and the rest of your 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. Well, local businesses are gearing up for this weekend's St. Patrick's Day events. After canceling their annual St. Patrick's Day Bash last year, the Elride Shrine is looking forward to hosting this year's gathering.
We're really excited about having something for some people to come down and be part of the St. Patty's Day celebration. We're following the CDC guidelines. We're going to have the tables spread out.
Last night, the Shrine hosted a Shamrock Ball. Today's celebration includes a beer pong tournament and live music. For more information on the St. Patrick's Day events taking place today, go to the story on KELOLAND.com. Check out the latest in boating, camping, and vacationing during the Sioux Empire Sportsman Show at the Sioux Falls Convention Center and Arena. The Sportsman Show features hundreds of vendors, plus kids fishing in a live trout pond and free fishing seminars. Today's hours are from 10 to 9. Sunday's hours are 10 to 5. Admission is $10 for adults, $2.50 for kids, free for ages 5 and under. More than 60 vendors are selling handmade crafts, artwork, food, and other products at the Spring Market in Watertown. It's taking place from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Watertown Event Center. Sunday's hours are 9 to 5. Admission is free. Storyland, a trip through childhood favorites, is the newest interactive exhibit at the Washington Pavilion. Kids are invited to embark on an imaginative adventure involving the tale of Peter Rabbit, The Snowy Day, and Where's Spot? The fun is taking place in the Kirby Science Discovery Center. Saturday City is a craft and vendor show featuring vintage jewelry, handmade crafts, and sweet treats from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Liberty Hall, the former VFW building on South Minnesota Avenue. Admission is free. The Sioux Empire Community Theater presents The Odd Couple female version. The performance is at 7 p.m. at the Orpheum Theater in downtown Sioux Falls. Adam?
Well, the day planner is going to be pretty nice for the first half of the weekend, especially the further east you go, with high temperatures climbing into the 50s. But while we do start off with sunshine, cloud cover is expected to increase in the evening and then headed overnight, with moisture coming in southwest at first, and then more so as we head eastward going into your day on Sunday. But until we get to that point, enjoy the start of the weekend, because we're not going to get a day like this for a little while as we get through the extended forecast. Now, the low we're keeping an eye on is out toward the west in Colorado. This is going to deepen and then move northeastward as we go through Saturday night into Sunday, and then slowly getting on out of here as we head toward your day on Monday. And we have various winter weather headlines in place this morning. A winter storm warning for southwestern parts of South Dakota, headed into northern Nebraska, where they also have a couple of blizzard warnings in the northwestern corner of the state. Winter weather advisory for Todd County, Jackson County, as well as the Spearfish area in Lawrence County. This starts tonight and goes through Monday, with a winter storm watch in effect for portions of east central KELOLAND starting Sunday evening going through Monday evening. This is all for the same system, and you can see this as we go through Futurecast. Again, not a bad day in general the further east you go, but you notice that rain starting to build in toward the southwestern corner of South Dakota. It'll start off as rain, a bit of a rain-snow mix at times, then becoming all snow by Sunday. You notice those deeper shades of blue. That's moderate to heavy snow from winter over toward the Rapid City area into the southwestern corner of South Dakota. But from Pierre to Huron, Sioux Falls, and to Yankton, it's mainly rain at first, and it could be moderate to heavy rain at times as well. Now, the best opportunity to see impacts from this on Sunday will be closer to and south of I-90, regardless on what side of the river you're on, if it's snow to the west or mainly rain at first to the east. Then as this low continues to deepen and get on out of here, we still have to watch out for the chance for some snow along the I-29 corridor points east, hence why we have that winter storm watch in effect that you had seen a little bit earlier. So we're going to monitor this low as it deepens, evolves, and moves to the east. Still a couple of details to iron out, but the threat for 3 to 6 inches of snow certainly in place, especially the further south you go, with the latter threat down towards southwestern parts of South Dakota. So keep an eye out for future updates as we go through the next about 48 or so hours. This is the European model outlook. You can see overall that wide swath of moderate snow in place, but we get a disconnect on the American model with dry air shoehorning its way in toward Winter, Mitchell, and Huron. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this. Like I said, a couple of details to iron out, but this will still be an impactful storm, especially in southwestern South Dakota on Sunday. And we could see some impacts Monday morning east toward the I-29 corridor and all points east. High temperatures today, though, generally in the 50s. Again, a deceptively calm start to the weekend, with 40s in southwestern South Dakota. Rain starting to develop toward the evening. 20s south and west, 30s east river, with that low continuing to deepen and move eastward. High temperatures, by the by, in the 40s east river, 30s to the west, but that big story is going to be the threat for some messy weather in southwestern South Dakota in the form of snow on Sunday in Sioux Falls. It's rain with a decent amount of wind. Then we'll watch that snow chance on Monday on the Ides of March, no less. A few rain and snow showers St. Patrick's Day, but otherwise the second half of next week is looking pretty nice. Have a great day, everyone. For more on your local news, weather, and sports, you can always head on over to KELOLAND.com.